Hello, I'm John Mitchell. I'm a recently retired member of the Monash SES at Notting Hill in the city of Waverley. I was in the SES for just under 18 years in total. I'm actually a fitter and turner by trade. I worked for Commonwealth Aircraft, who made Avon engines for Sabre jets, and also they made the Mirage jet, so that was very interesting, but that was my background. I joined the SES a couple of years after I retired, so that was 2007. I was 67. The reason I joined was there was a newspaper article that pointed out that Waverley in those days needed some people during basically business hours. And as I was retired and available, I thought that would be very interesting. So I made application to the powers that be at the time and consequently joined Waverley SES. I thought the fact of being retired and in the SES worked pretty well. The two things went together in my opinion. I don't see, well, I have to see that you can work and be in the SES because many of our members do just that. But in my case, I was retired, which meant that I was basically available anytime. And although I didn't answer calls 24 hours a day, I was able to answer calls probably more easily than most members. This used to be my spot. I used to spend a lot of time here getting changed, but I see Brian's here now, so that's good. Yeah, that's me. I have been involved in just under 2,400 call-outs up until now, but there was a couple of years earlier where they weren't keeping records, so I'm guessing 3,000 maybe. I'd like to say I remember the first call-out, but in truth, I don't remember the first call-out. I remember one particular job where this little old lady literally had a problem with the gutters were blocked, water was going everywhere. She was extremely upset. We turned up and helped her out and she was in tears in gratitude. So that really stuck with me and I pointed out to the guys, that's part of the reason we do this stuff. As far as the most exciting job that I've ever been to, I can't honestly recall one that stands out. I can remember being on a roof one day before the days of SES, chasing a kitten, and then I looked around and realised that I was in a very dangerous position. So that was a bit exciting. But anyhow, long story short, got the kitten, got it down safely and managed to get back to the ground without going in there the hard way. I've been on a number of deployments over the years and there's a couple that stand out. There was a tremendous storm hit Sydney, I think 2016, something like that. And a lot of Victorian SES went there to help out. And man, that was really something. There were trees everywhere and we spent, I think, 3 or 4 days there and cut up a lot of trees. I think the fact that the people to whom you've been deployed, or the area to where you've been deployed, are always very, very grateful and acknowledging the fact you've come to help them, and that in itself, not that you want to thank, but it's nice to be thanked. The big storm we had last year was big, so there's no question about that. A lot of people were involved, but the biggest storm, I believe, was one that happened just a few weeks after or a couple of months might have been, after I began, this humongous storm hit Monash, and if memory serves, I seem to recall we had something like 600, nearly 700 requests for assistance in the first day. But that was a real event, that one. We had probably 5 or 6 at least other SES branches came along to help us. Three or 4 years after I started, Vaughan Wright, who was heavily involved, called me in one day and said, we're starting a new system where we're going to have teams of different colours, and red team will be the one during the day most of the time, Monday to Friday, business hours, and you're going to be the team leader. I said, what? I didn't come here to be the team leader, but Vaughan insisted that that's the way it had to be, and if I didn't do it, it maybe wouldn't work, so I became the red team leader, the inaugural red team leader. I've enjoyed being in SES because of the people in it. They just are, almost without exception, great people who are interested in the public, want to help their fellow man, so to speak, and I wanted to do the same thing. And that's, I think, the thing I like most about the SES, apart from the helping people aspect, is the company you get to keep. I enjoyed being out on the jobs because, number one, you got a sense of satisfaction basically on every job. Some jobs, weren't that big, but at the same time you had a sense of satisfaction, a sense of enjoyment that you were able to help tidy up a mess or make somebody feel better, fix somebody's house for them, or whatever the case may be. I don't ever remember being dirty going out on a job, whether it was a waste of time or whatever. It was always a feeling that you were helping somebody.